Good afternoon, class. Hello, am I audible? Good afternoon, class.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Prataksha, and today I'm going to teach you science. So I'm going to ask you questions. If you know the answer, please answer it in a complete statement. Okay. First question is,
Okay,
which,
ma'am.
which type of game is cricket?
Cricket is an outdoor game.
Very good. So name some outdoor games other than cricket.
Football, hockey, basketball, etc. are some outdoor games.
Very good. So what happens when you kick a football?
When we kick a football, it will start moving.
Very good. So what do you call moving objects?
Moving objects are said to be in motion.
Very good. So what do you know about motion? Okay, students, today we are going to discuss about motion in detail. So tell me, what happens when you push a chair?
When we push a chair, its
Yes,
position changes.
very good. So what do you mean by motion? Motion. So an object is in motion if its position changes with time in relation to a stationary object. See, in this figure, two cars are there. Car 1 is at position A, and then in second picture, car 1 is at position B, but car 2 is in the same position. So the position changes with the time, and this is a stationary object like tree, buildings. So motion, an object is in motion if its position changes with the time in relation to the stationary object. Like in this car, when we compare to this car 1 is at here, but in the next picture, car 1 is here and car 2 is still on the same position. Next is, an object is at rest if its position does not changes with time in relation to a stationary object. Just like here, car 2 is at position A, and in second picture also it is at position A. So it does not changes its position. So this an object, this is said to be at rest. Okay. So if we look around at moving objects, we observe different kinds of motion. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, tell me, give some examples of objects which are in motion.
Examples are flying bird,
Yes,
hands of clocks, and etc.
very good. So, what is translatory motion? Okay. Motion in which all parts of an object moves through the same distance at the same time is called translatory motion. It has two kinds. It means it is a motion in which an object moves through a same distance and same time. It has two kinds. Translatory motion is rectilinear and curvilinear. So let us discuss about rectilinear motion. So when an object moves in a straight line, it is said to be in rectilinear motion. For example, an apple falling from a tree. If apples fall from a tree, what happened? Its path is straight. So this type of motion is rectilinear motion. Same when a car moves on a road, its motion is straight. So any motion in a straight line, it is said to be in rectilinear motion. Next is curvilinear motion. If any body moves along a curved path, it is said to be in curvilinear motion. For example, a stone thrown up in the air at an angle. Suppose you throw an stone or a ball, it will move at any angle. So it will move in a curve. So this type of motion is called curvilinear motion. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me, what happens when you spin a top?
It moves round and round.
Very good. So what is rotational motion? Okay. Rotational motion. A motion in which a body moves about a fixed axis without changing its position is called rotational motion. As you can see the example, like hands of a clock and the blades of a fan. So when you open a fan, it start rotating. As you switch on the fan, it start rotating. The blades of a fan starts moving in circle. So if you open this, the blades of the fan start moving in a circle about a fixed axis. See, so this distance does not change. So this type of motion is called rotational motion. Same in the clocks, hands of the clock. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now tell me, how many days Earth take to complete one revolution around the sun?
Earth takes 365 and a half 4 days to complete one revolution around the sun.
Yes, 365, 1 by 4 days to complete one revolution. So tell me, what is periodic and non-periodic motion? Periodic and non-periodic motion. So the motion which repeats itself after a certain fixed period of time is called periodic. That means it repeats but at a fixed time. For example, revolution of Earth around the sun. Here you can see revolution. Earth revolves around the sun in a fixed time because that time period is fixed. And pendulum of a clock. See, pendulum of a clock, the time period is fixed. So this type of motion is called periodic motion. But some motions are repetitive, but not at regular interval. So some motions are repetitive, but they are not at the time is not fixed. Such type of motion is called non-periodic motion. For example, when you ride a bicycle, the motion of our legs repeat. We pedal it, but not at a regular interval. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see how much we have learned today. Okay, when an object is said to be in motion,
An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with time in relation to a stationary object.
very good. Next question is, what is rectilinear motion?
When an object moves in a straight line, it is said to be in rectilinear motion.
Very good. So, when an object is said to be at rest,
An object is said to be at rest if its position does not change with time in relation to a stationary object.
very good. Next is, what is rotational motion?
A motion in which a body moves about a fixed axis without changing its position is called rotational motion.
Very good. Next is, what are periodic motion?
The motion which repeats itself after a certain fixed position of time is called periodic
Yes,
motion.
certain fixed period of time. Very good. So let's see, let's take a quick recap what we have discussed today in the class. State true or false. So first one is, motion of a pendulum is rectilinear motion.
No, motion of a pendulum is rectilinear motion, it's false.
Very good. A child coming down a slide has rotatory motion.
False.
Very good. Motion of the moon around the earth is periodic.
Yes, motion of the moon around the earth is periodic.
Very good. Next is, non-periodic motion repeats but not at regular interval.
Non-periodic motion repeats but not at regular time interval, it's true.
Very good. So if any body moves along a curved path, it is said to be in curvilinear motion.
Yes, if any body moves along a curved path, it is said to be in curvilinear motion, it's true.
Very good. Okay, class, this is your homework. Now, give two examples for each in the following motion. You have to give the two example in each. First is rectilinear motion. Second is rotatory motion. Third is periodic motion. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, class. That's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.